Hey everyone, Simon from PDFMonkey here. Today I'd like to show you how you can create a template in PDFMonkey. So the first time you will connect, you will be presented with an empty templates list, and the first thing you want to do is create a template. You will be presented with two choices, code template or visual template. The visual template is more for simple cases like a certificate or a simple document where you have a background and you want to overlay some text on top of it. You won't have access to advanced features for templates like conditionals, loops, or even data transformation. So for this type of cases, you will need a code template. We do provide some master templates, which are default templates that you can use and customize to your needs, or simply, look into for inspiration. Now I will go with the blank master template because I want to get started from scratch. So I will give a name to my template and create it. When you enter the editor, you will see two things. On the left is the editor panel, on the right it's the preview panel. In the preview panel, you actually see a real PDF, so it's not a web preview that will be different from the end result. On the right, what you see is what you will get if you use the same template with the same data. On the left, you have several tabs, the HTML tab, the CSS tab, the test data tab, and the settings tab. So in the settings tab, you can change the name of your template, change the retention policy. So if you want to have your documents deleted after a specific amount of time, you can also change the orientation, the layout and margins and some other options. So let's go back to the HTML tab. Here is where the body, the structure of your template will live. So that's where you will spend the most time. So let's get started and create a very simple template that just says hello. And when we save, we see that the preview on the right does update. But that's not very interesting at the moment because there is no dynamic part to it. So let's add a name to our template. So right now, if I save, nothing will happen because there is nothing to show for this. So I will go in the test data part and I will add a new name. So let's say Jane. And when I save, I will see Jane appear, and that's good. Okay, now I have the base for a template, but what I would like to build is a template where I see a card, and depending on the choice that's made by the user, I will display a different image, I will use a different background and border. I want to show the name of my user, the age, and the choice that they made. So I will start with the data because that's what will give the information to the template. So I want to get the name, I want to get an age, and I want to get a preference. Okay, let's go with unicorn. And in my form, let's say I added three choices, dinosaurs, unicorns, and both. Here I can comment my template and display the other options that I provided just for reference. Let's go with dinosaurs and let's get plural and both. Okay, now if I save my template, nothing happens because I didn't change the HTML part. And I would like to display a different image given the choice that was made for preference. To do that, I can use an if statement. If preference is 2 equals here, unicorns, I will have a specific image. If, on the other hand, I do have dinosaurs, I want to display a specific image for dinosaurs. And lastly, if no choice was made or if both is selected, then I will have a different image. Now I could, in each condition, have an image tag, but I don't want to do that because I want to specify a width, I want to specify maybe a style or something like that to my image. So usually what I will prefer is assign a variable here that I will then use as the source of the image. So that's what I will do here. I will assign an image and I will say I want to use, no, that's the unicorn. So let's go with unicorn and do the same for dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, we will use the T-Rex image. And lastly, for both, we will use the Unirex image. Okay, so now that I have my variable, I can use it as the source for my image. So let's go and do that. And let's give it a width, so it's not too big. And right now, if I save, nothing will show up. Why? Because I didn't specify where my image were located. And usually what I recommend is storing them in something like S3 or R2, a public space where you can easily access them. And here, what I want to do is also specify the path in a variable. Why? Because usually when you build, a rather big template, you will want to reuse the path in several places. So what I want to do usually for this is have a variable that will store the path. So let's here define a variable called assets. You can name it however you want, but I like assets because it's short. And here I will put the URL of the folder where I store my images. Okay, and then I can use my variable here and save. So now the picture should show. Nice. And now to achieve what I want to do, to have a card with a nice border, nice background, change the color of the background and border depending on the choice, have the name of the user, have their age, have list the preference. I like to use TailwindCSS to style my templates because I found it's a very good match with the template system from PDFMonkey. So I like to have both of them work together. So to do so, I will import the latest version of TailwindCSS. We do provide a version that you can load even on the free account. But for the images, for instance, here I'm loading them from an external source, so it's only part of the paid plan. So let's go ahead and import Tailwind. So here I will use the latest version that we host, and I will define a style tag that I will use later on to customize my theme. So it needs to be of type text Tailwind CSS. And here I will define the structure for the card. So let's go with a div with a class of, let's give it a width, max width. So let's go with LG. Let's center our content. A bit of margin at the top maybe. And let's go with a rounded border and a border of, well, yeah, 4 is good. Okay, and maybe let's center our items within it. Okay, and now let's add the information that we do want to display, like the name of the person. If I can type right, age, and lastly the preference. Okay, and what I would like to have is the name in a big font. So let's go with that. Text 4x should be good enough with the bold font. Let's also add some space here, and maybe text LG is good. All right, and now we should see something that looks pretty nice. Okay, so what I want to do is have the content on the right of the image. So let's go with a flex and also add some space between the two. Okay, and let's also add some padding. Now what I want to do is have a different background and different border color depending on the choice. So I will go back to my conditional here and assign new variables for this. So I will assign the BG for the background, and let's use for unicorn BG pink 100 for the background, and for the border I will use let's say border yeah, pink, and 400 is good. Let's duplicate that. And here we'll go with, let's see, dinosaurs, let's go with emeralds. And here we can go with cyan, cyan is good. Okay, let's see. Here we will use the variables on our container. And let's save and see what it looks like. Okay, pretty cool. And now what I'd like to do is have the name displayed in a handwritten style font. So I will import a web font here. You can import web fonts from Google Fonts or other self-hosted version or other services. I will import mine from Bunny Font, which is a GDPR compliant alternative to Google Fonts. I found a web font that I liked, that I thought was good for this example. So that's where I will extend my TailwindCSS theme, and I will add a new font variant. So let's call it font hand, and just rename it. And now I can use this name, this name for the name part here. And yeah, we can see it's used. I think it's a good spot to stop the tutorial here. I will go deeper on some subjects like conditionals, looping, and other PDFMonkey features in later videos. Don't hesitate to like and subscribe if you like this type of content, and we will produce more. In the meantime, have a good one.